This is Chris, and welcome back to another video. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today's video, I'll be talking about coming out. So, with that being said, you will notice the lighting changing colors. I want to be like a little out there because I want to be colorful, and I'm coming out and telling you my story. So I wanted to change it up a bit. So let's talk about coming out. In today's video, I'll be talking about coming out to basically my family, my intermediate family. And all right, let's start from the beginning. So I feel like my family and my friends knew before me. So how can I explain this? You go through phases when you're trying to like figure yourself out. But I feel like I'll make another video behind this video, like to, more detailed on how we got there and all this stuff. So basically, let's start off with, I think, and yeah, I'll do it in order how it came out. So I have an older sister. I believe I was 14. No, I was 15 at the time. And at this time, I was already dressing. I've always kind of dressed like a tomboy. But I was like full on like stud, like full on like, ponytail, boy clothes, like, yeah, whatever I could get my hands on. So, basically like, yeah, I was dressing like a boy, putting my hair in a ponytail, wearing hats, all that, all that good stuff. So, she had a best friend. So my sister's like, 5 years older than me. So I would say I was like 15, and she was 20? Dang. Yeah, she was 20. She didn't seem like 20 though. I thought she was like 18. Okay, well, she was 20. Maybe it started when I was younger. But yeah, so she was 20. She had this best friend. We were living together. We shared a room. Well, with my sisters and my mom and all that. And basically her best friend, like, for like kind of like years, they would say like, her best friend would tell my sister like, oh, she's a lesbian and she's this and she's that, and just calling me like names and stuff. And I already by 15 I already knew I was a lesbian, but I didn't really tell my family. My friends knew, and yeah, that's about it. And I knew myself I was. So one day we were in the room and her best friend was over. And then my sister and her were like talking, and then they were calling me. I think I was changing to go hang out with my friends. And then, they were taunting, okay, yeah, they were like taunting me. They were just like, throwing jabs, like, how sisters are and stuff. And they were just like calling me names. And then after, like saying, oh, our sisters are lesbian, and my sister was like, no, like she's not a lesbian. And she's like, oh, yeah, she's a lesbian. Like, my sister would be like in denial and kind of defend me, but at the same time, like she did make her comments and stuff. And then, you know what? I got tired of it, and I was like, yep, I'm a lesbian, and boom, it just came out like that. And then her best friend's like, oh my god, I knew it. And then my sister was all like, what? My sister was in shock because she couldn't believe it. She just thought I was like her younger sister that was a tomboy, dressed like a boy. I was like, like just the tomboy in the family. But in reality, I was a lesbian. And my sister thought it was a phase, and she wasn't the only one, but she thought it was a phase. She was in shock, and that's why I came out to my older sister. And let's see, next one was my mom. So I was living with my mom at the time. This is around the same time, so I'm like 15. And she was washing dishes. This one was very just, once you come out, you just start coming out. And this one was very just out of surprise, out of the loop. So basically, she was washing dishes in the kitchen, and I had a girlfriend. Back in the day, you would take like photos and stuff, like the little photos you pass out, to your friends and stuff. The thing about this, like, she wasn't my first girlfriend, and she wasn't she wasn't like someone serious, like you should come out to, but my mom like never met her. It was, it was just a girl, like it was just, she was my girlfriend, but it wasn't a serious relationship. I'll probably do another video about relationships and all that too. So I was just excited, you know, like I like this girl, she was my girlfriend, I got a picture of her, and I already came out to my sister, so let's continue it, you know, I'm coming out. So I went up to my mom and she was like washing dishes and stuff, and I was all like, Mom, I have a girlfriend. And then she's like, oh, you do? Like, my mom was just so like nonchalant about it. Like, I think she kind of knew, you know, like, you know, before, I think they all kind of knew, but I don't know, just until I like you don't know until you know? But basically, like, she was like, oh, you do, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I want to see a picture of her. And at this time, I was bringing a lot of girls around, and majority of them were my friends, and another half were, like, you know, friends. And but the thing is like, yeah, my mom, you know, she saw the picture, back to what I was saying, my mom saw the picture of her, and yeah, she was just like, oh, she's pretty, and da-da-da-da, and like, that was it. We didn't really talk about it afterwards, like, and my mom was just so accepting, but my mom also thought it was a phase, you know, like, part 2, a phase. So, alright, let's go next order. I have a younger sister, and she's younger than me, so I'm the second oldest, and we were living together, so the same place. I'm coming out, and we were in the living room, you know, from what I remember, we're in the living room, and I told her I'm a lesbian, and she was the one that took it kind of hard. She started crying, and she's 4 years younger than me, so what, I was 15, so she was like, what, 11? Dang, I feel like she was younger. I felt like she was 9, I don't know, but yeah, she was 11, yeah, I was 15, and yeah, she just started crying. Remember, like, she was like against the wall, or like against like the door, like the entrance, or she was like trying to like back up, like, no, you know, like crying and bawling and stuff. Like, I'm like, I don't want you to be a lesbian. And you know, she's always been the one that, yeah, that's a long story too, but yeah, she's just the one that couldn't really accept it, and says it was a phase, and it was just, you know, fast forward today, everything's legit. Obviously, it was not a phase, and my family accepts me. But I got acceptance from her, but it was more, I feel like it was denial. Like, she never treated me different. I was still her older sister. So, you know, same with my older sister and my mom. Like, I feel like I was accepted, you know, like, but it's just a thing. Next, let's talk about my father, my dad. See, I've always been like the closest to him. I was like the son he never had, along with my sisters, the brother they never had. But alright, so this one like threw me off a little bit. So basically, like, I was living, my parents were no longer together at this point. I was still 15, and yeah, so basically they were not living together, and I was not living with him. He was actually living in LA. So I went to go visit him one weekend, and you know, I was coming out, you know, so I came out to my father, and I was like, I remember coming out the car, we were like in the alley or whatever, like in front of his house or the driveway, whatever it was, like, and I was like, hey Dad, I gave him a hug. I told him, like, you know, I have a girlfriend, and I'm a lesbian, and yeah, he didn't believe it. He was in denial too a little bit. He's just like, I think it was like shock and denial. But, you know, to fast forward a day, like, he accepts me, like, and we were close, and we're closer now, like, but I didn't expect him to react like that. I just feel like you kind of know, but you don't know until you know, back with that saying. And as for my youngest sister, she's last but not least, my youngest sister, we are 13 years apart, so I was 15 when I came out to my family, and she was 2. So hers was the easiest because I didn't have to come out to her. She grew up, you know, the way I was, like the way I am, the way I looked, and at a very, very young age, you know, like her generation is, they're accepting, you know, and they have more open eye than the older generations, or even my generation was actually like a good coming out generation. But yeah, so she accepted it at a very, very young age, and the thing about I liked her, since, you know, she was able to like understand everything, and she'd always be like, yeah, my sister's a lesbian. Like, she would say it so proudly, like, because she has 3 other sisters, and they're all straight, and they look like a girl. I was the one that I like girls, and I'm a girl, you know, I'm the lesbian, I'm different, and I dress like a boy. And it wasn't just like, you know, it was like different types of lesbians and your styles and all that stuff. So she made me feel good, but it was just funny because at a young age, yeah, it's my sister, and she's a lesbian. Like, I don't know, it was very nice. It was very accepting, and shout out to her, you know, if you're watching this. But you know, I love my family. They are, fast forward today, they're all accepting. They no longer think it's a phase. Obvious. But yeah, that's my coming out story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will, you know, this video was actually requested, so thank you for requesting it. It was a good idea. If you'd like to see more videos like this, let me know. You know, story times, and I'll be coming out other videos in more detail with me coming out. But I believe, you know, family is important, and yeah, like, that was my coming out, you know, to my immediate family. Regarding my extended family, there's a little story time over here, you know, like a little bit tea, but it's positive. It's pretty positive in the end, and I love my family. I love my immediate family. I love my extended family. I just love my family. And I know they love me. So, you know, love is love. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification if you know, like, you don't want to miss a video. So, all right. Later, guys. Peace.